We're back with another episode. We're back with another episode of Britt Says. And how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had an amazing last week, and you're definitely going to have an amazing this week. Yes. And how was my week? So this week, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, I'm lying. I did a lot, but nothing too crazy. I had a couple of job interviews, not a couple, a few, and I hope that they fall through. I'm still gonna be very much doing Britt Says, but I got money, bills to pay, and this ain't paying them. Okay. So I did a lot of that. I didn't do nothing too unique this week. I've just been really like, that's it, busy. I've been trying to go walking. I did go to the park yesterday. I went to Domino. That's the only park I probably usually go to, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because it's really close to the house. And McCarran, if I want to like walk, like if I want to get a workout, walk in beach. But yeah, I went there. You know, I like to just go there, clear my mind, journal, walk. Even though that park is not big enough for like a nice walk, but I still, as long as I get a walk in, because, you know, trying to be healthy, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I didn't do anything unique this week. And I probably am going to really be laying low real soon because, I don't know. I just don't be in the mood. I be wanting to do cute stuff, but I don't know. Nobody invite me nowhere. I don't feel like nothing really popping off. I am in the mood to just, like, stay in the house, go work, go back to work, focus on myself, things like that. I'm in that kind of zone. So we shall see. But I say these things all the time, and then I eventually end up, you know, floating and doing all that fun, crazy stuff. So we will see. We will see. But yeah, I've been in a very chill mood. Like I've been, like every day I leave the house, but I've just been enjoying cooking, cleaning. Like, I don't know, I'm in a weird mode lately. But like, yeah, like before this, I had cleaned the bedroom, like mopped it, sweeped it, like a little deep clean. I just want to clean the, what's that called? TV stand or whatever. That's whatever this hellish thing is called. But yeah, I've been like cleaning up. I'm cooking every day. I got this thing where I don't want outside food. How you guys feel about that? Like I don't want outside food. Like every time I eat outside food, I feel gross afterwards. Even if I don't eat a lot, I can eat a little bit and still feel like, ugh. Like lately, every time I eat food from outside, it don't matter where the fuck it is. It could be the fucking healthiest restaurant ever in the world. I just feel gross. Like, I don't know. I just like my own food lately. So, or I just enjoy cooked food. Like, I can't eat nothing from nobody's restaurant, bitch. Y'all know it's a shortage in chicken and shit. So I feel I got my theories that, because restaurants, they buy chicken and beef and pork and all that shit in bulk. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like to get that bulk amount of chicken when there's a shortage on wings and chicken and shit, they doing some weirdo shit to get it. And maybe that's why it's making me fucking sick, bitch. So, I don't know. I do my own thing. I don't know what these restaurants do. I don't know if they're not cleaning it properly. I don't know what type of chicken they're getting. I don't know who they fucking source is, bitch. But me and them don't align. We not aligned. Because I be feeling like, ugh. After I eat a goddamn meal from outside. And it should be expensive any fucking way. Like, let's be honest. But that's not even why. Because I've been outside, and that's the thing too. I'm like, Brittany, if you really want to commit to not eating outside food, real talk, you better start carrying some fucking snacks. Because I be dead getting hungry. Like, because you know how you do shit? And you like, all right, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to go straight home. Then you end up doing X, Y, Z. Be like, oh, but let me go pick that up because we do need dishwasher liquid in the house. Or you might go somewhere and you think the shit going to start at 12 or whatever, and the shit don't start to 12:30. Or you think it might last 15, 20 minutes. And whatever you got to do lasts an hour. So, yeah, I just been bringing, like, well, I haven't been bringing. I'm saying I'm going to start bringing snacks with me outside, like dead ass, because I can't, and I really don't want to eat food from outside. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I really don't. Like, the idea of it just icks me. I hope that feeling goes away eventually, but right now it's in full effect. So I guess I'm gonna just have to start carrying little snacks with me. I don't know, what's some good snacks? Like, I know I got granola bars, but like sometimes I want savory, not just sweet. So I don't know. And like, it gotta be savory and healthy at the same time. Like, cause I feel like when people think of snacks, they only think of sweets. So even if you want to be healthy, yeah, you could bring fruits, but fruits are technically sweet. So I don't want to just snack on sweet things. Maybe I can get some like veggie straws. Some veggie straws be serving the girls. You hear me? They just a little salty, I think. Maybe I can get some wheat thins. Oh. No, I'm dead ass though. Actually, I might do that after I film the podcast. Obviously, I edit it and do all that fun shit. I'm gonna buy me some snacks and some damn Ziploc bags. I think I have Ziploc bags because beach. Finally got did the random because I was just about to say I need a bigger bag, but I want one that goes over me. I bought me a Telfeezy during the bag security thing, and I bought the little small one, but now I need a medium one. Like, I really want a medium Telfeezy. Like, cause I'm about to start carrying snacks and shit, bitch. Like, I'm really on that time, and I want something that could go over me still, though. Like, it has to be able to go over me. So, but you know how hard it is to get a Telfeezy. Well, it's not that hard, but it's all about color too with me, because they bring out colors like every week or every 2 weeks, I think. But sometimes it's not a color that I want per se. Like, it'll be like these extravagant ass colors that I'm not really into. So hopefully soon a color comes out. I got the navy blue Telfeezy bag and it's coming soon. I'm excited about it. But I'm just like, I'm not even interested in the little bag right now. Like, dead ass, like, at all. Like, I guess I could use that for outings. But me and little bags is not, it's not a thing right now. Like, I be carrying my freaking, right now, I'm using those little bags. You know those bags you get? I got it from my school, UAMA. Like, they gave it to us for free when we graduated. Like, people who usually do sports with them, like, what's that called with the drawstring bag? Put in your back. I'm really using that shit right now. Like, come on now. Like, I'm into fashion. I shouldn't be wearing shit like that. Because I be carrying my journal in there just in case I want to journal. I be carrying a water bottle, bitch. Like, I'm becoming that girl. Like, I am in full effect that Britney. So, yeah, I need a bigger bag. A bigger, cuter bag. So, we'll see. But, yeah, that's my week. That's my current life. What's going on in the scuttlebutts? I told y'all last week that I don't follow the Shade Room. But even when you don't follow the Shade Room, you still have friends and they talk about tea and stuff like that. And I ran into a couple of things. Of course, first and foremost, rest in peace, Biz Markie and Frankie. I can't believe Frankie passed, and then she passed from an overdose on her birthday. Bitch. Fuck. I tell people, you know, I never dealt with drug addiction, but I've heard it's hard. Like, people be like, it's their fault. And it's like, fuck. You don't even know their circumstance, their situation. So prayers to Frankie. Biz Markie, I heard it was like health related. Maybe it could have been weight related. Don't quote me. But he was so young. And that's the other thing too why I'm so big on my health, because I do know some people who like really overweight and they deal with a lot of health issues, like real life health issues, you feel me? And so that's another reason why I'm like, I kind of want to like pay attention to that or whatever the case may be. And because you never know. I think it's all about how you eat too, because I know people, you could be vegan, you could be vegetarian and still be big as a house bitch. But like I was telling my cousin, because my cousins, me and my family members, we always trying to be healthy. We always obsessing over our weight. We're really hard on ourselves. But my cousin, she's really hard on herself. I don't want to say who. And she eats really healthy. Like, she goes to the gym. Like, sometimes she falls off, but sometimes she falls on often. Like, me, I'll use myself as an example. Me, if I fall off, I'll fall off for months. Like, my cousin's not like that. She'll fall off for maybe 2 months. Or whatever the case may be. Yeah, she gains weight, but I tell her, like, as long as you at least being healthy. Like, some people really have a tendency to be extremely unhealthy, like constant snacking, but snacking on Snickers, potato chips, and things like that, and just being unhealthy. I'm not saying that's what Biz Markie was, but I'm just saying, like, you know, a lot of times, and that's not to say it's funny, okay, because we also gonna talk about that too. Let me bring that up now. Let me make that the second topic, because that wasn't my second topic, but a picture had surfaced of Shannon Brown. Shannon Brown is a basketball player. Some of you may know him from dating Monica. They were not dating, they were married actually, and they have kids together. And he gained weight and he looks a little, like, people think he looks a little off or whatever, like in terms of like mentally. And I'm just like, yo, he don't even play sports no more like that. And I could only imagine, you know, being an athlete, the amount of work you have to put in, the amount of exercise, the amount of health, because I heard something, I think it was on Flagrant or Brilliant Idiots, but Andrew Schultz was talking about how he knew a trainer for athletes, and he said, let me train you for an hour every 3 days, was it? Or 5 days? Every day, I could give you an extra $3 million. And he says that because if you train every day as an athlete for at least an hour, which I'm like, an hour, that's like cheese, you will probably last longer in your field. Because the thing is, as an athlete, if you don't work out and you don't eat healthy and stuff like that, your body will deteriorate, and you're constantly running and jumping on your knees and depending on what you do, running, kicking, like you need to be healthy or whatever the case may be. So my thing is, I say this all to say is like, after you really retire from a sport, I would think you might go a little crazy. You might start binge eating, bitch. You might stop working out. And he also went through a divorce and he seems really hurt by it. And that's a lot on a human being. And I just feel like people were saying, oh, y'all bullying him. Y'all don't know what he going through. And I'm just like, my thing is, if he big, bitch. But also there's that other side, and that's the other side I want to talk about. Like, for instance, I feel like people are really hard on Lizzo. Yeah, she's big, but I also, and she should be big and happy, bitch. But I also feel like, too, yes, we do need to advocate a healthy lifestyle. I believe Lizzo has a healthy lifestyle. You'd be very surprised. It is very easy to be a certain weight and maintain it in a healthy way. Yes, it is. It's very possible, people. Wake up. Open your eyes. Yes, it is. I don't think that Lizzo's camp, well, sometimes, let me not speak, because sometimes people's camp allows them to do drugs and coke and all these crazy things, right? I think Lizzo eats healthy because I see her, like, sometimes working out, that she eating healthy things. Like, I think she battles between eating healthy. Sometimes she eat unhealthy. Sometimes she work out. Sometimes she don't. But I feel like she's maintaining a healthy lifestyle and sometimes being a little greedy. So I feel like, yes, you can be big and embrace it, but I hope that you're constantly going to the doctor regularly. I hope that you're at least sometimes eating healthy. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes go to the gym. Like, that's all I'm saying is, like, we do need to find a balance between weight and health, because I feel like you have terms like body shaming, and at what point is something not body shaming, right? You know what I'm saying? At what point is someone really advocating an unhealthy lifestyle, especially when you see people like passing from, you know, not weight complications, but and there's so many things you can't do, and you got to move differently when you overweight and stuff like that. And I know that firsthand. I'm not a skinny girl. I know how weight can impact so many things in your life. But sometimes you can be overweight and be healthy as fuck. Like me, recently I went to the doctor, I got a lot of blood work, and everything came back really good. And I feel like, you know, bitch, I ain't no little girl. But let me tell you also too, and that was the other thing. Oh my God, I hate when I do the scuttlebutt and I go crazy. But this is the other thing too, like with the BMI. The BMI it'll say that you're overweight for your height and your age and shit. But based off your body structure and your look, I feel like the BMI is not universal. You know what I'm saying? Even too, like, I was a little smaller than this at one point, and I had to go to I went to a nutritionist. They sent me to a nutritionist. And I told the nutritionist how much weight I wanted to lose. And she was like, That's a bit much. I'm not gonna tell you how much weight I wanted to lose. And she was like, you would look crazy. You're not even like that big now. She was like, you know, you could lose that much weight and that would actually impact your health. Like, she was so shocked. And then I said, it's odd that you say that, because if I was to lose this amount of weight, I would be considered normal on the BMI indicator. And then she was like, you know, based off your structure, like, you have strong bones and shit. So my thing is like, bitch, if you look at me and tell me that if I am the weight that the BMI tells me to be, that I would look really bad, then why is that a universal format for everyone? Why is it that I'm considered obese? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, right? From the BMI indicator, right? So why is it that I'm not saying, why is it that if I go get blood work, and let me tell you something, I get blood work. Like, I'm the type of bitch that when I go to the doctor, I gotta get tested for fucking with 10, 15 tubes, bitch. Ever since everything, you feel me? Like, they be testing me for everything. I can even see like all the results. Like, I don't even know what half the shit is on there. But it tells you when something is bad, when something is good. It'll be like red, 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 red. If it's like, oh, bad or good. And then even the ones that's red, it'll be like 6 mgs over or less than it's supposed to be. It's never nothing like insane. But anyway, I feel like my health is really good, you know, considering me being obese, bitch, right? And I feel like that happens with a lot of people who are considered overweight or obese, you know. Some people live really long and they're considered obese and or overweight, and they live really long. Like, come on, y'all be seeing some of y'all grandmas be big as a house, bitch, and they be living for mad long. So I mean, I think it's weird. Like, even it's just all about, I don't know, it's weird. I'm no doctor. I just think it's about your lifestyle, the choices you make, the decisions you make. Obviously, if you binge eating, you buying a bucket of fried chicken and eating a whole bucket, eating 2 pizzas and just doing crazy food like shit is going to impact you. And that's just that on that, because I don't want to go crazy. Maybe we could do a weight and health episode, bitch. But last not least, I want to talk about Wild Side, Cardi B. Well, I don't want to say her name first. Wild Side, Normani, and Cardi, featuring Cardi B. Let's talk. Let's talk, because this might be an unpopular opinion, bitch. All right, I like Wild Side a little bit, okay? I feel like this. You know what I'm comparing it to? And I know we hate to compare, but it happens. I fuck with Tink. I don't know if y'all remember Tink, but remember she made 1 in a Million? Or whatever she made. She samples Aaliyah's 1 in a Million beat as well. But the thing is, Timbaland produced that beat for 1 in a Million. So I'm really big on melodies. I'm big on just creativity. And I guess I compared Tink's 1 in a Million song to Normani's Wild Side. And I don't know what it is about Normani or whatever the case may be, or that song, but it's just, I feel like the song is going to do good because I feel like they're promoting it well. But it's not serving the girls for me. I'm the only person who's going to fucking say it. I'm going to say it. The video is dope. We love the dance. And one thing Normani could do is dance, honey. That she can do. But Wild Side, I like it. I like the song, but I'm not sure if it's her song. And that's the thing with Normani. Just like with Motivation, everybody got excited like, oh my God, motivation. But then y'all ain't even advocate for the shit. I do see people advocating for the song. A lot of people like the choreography, and choreography is big because of TikTok, because of Reels. People like to do choreography. You can't do a video without choreography. Even if you don't put it in your video, you gotta do some weird shit on the internet, so it's just to get everybody to want to do it. So she definitely hit the mark with the dance, and I think the promotion was dope with the hair. I also like the video when she had like the girl who looked like her, and then like she was like dancing with herself. I thought that was kind of dope. But I don't know how I feel about Wild Side, but you know, I'm not gonna go heavy because I remember I thought I didn't like WAP. And I ended up loving WAP. WAP was my like number 5 most played song. So I'm going to give it a chance, but I'm going to say off first listen, it didn't give what it was supposed to give. Maybe if they play it on the radio enough, like that's key. You gotta give her play. They don't like, I don't know who her label is. They need to pay iHeart to play her song over and over again. I have been in my car and I didn't hear them play it actually. Cause remember I told you I went out and I was out all fucking week. But I haven't been listening to the radio like that. I've been listening to Spotify because I just be like, not in the mood. Cause this is the thing, bitch. Music is fucking crazy right now. I can't with these new artists. Like the songs be sounding crazy. So I'm gonna listen to the radio for y'all this week. See if they giving Wild Side its airtime. Cause the radio is key. Like that's how I learned a lot of new music is through the radio, and that's how I know what songs are hot and what songs are not. So hopefully she gets the airtime that she deserves. And the song will grow on me. But I fuck with Normani. I think she's cute. I think she's gorgeous. I love her dance. I love her style, I love her aesthetic. I don't know what it is that's missing. Why it's just not hitting the nail on the coffin. But she gonna get there. She gonna get there. Trust me. So what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? We are talking about bouncing back from adversity. And why did I pick this topic? Actually, I had a different topic, but I felt like last week's topic was a little bit, it was positive, but a little bit like, look, this is what the fuck it is, bitch. Like, it was given that very much. So I wanted to give something a little more positive. Because I had another topic planned. I might get a little more, this is what the fuck it is, bitch, next week, depending on my mood. Because, you know, it's just my topic. We may have talked about bouncing back from adversity. We may have, I'm not sure, but it's always a good topic. And, you know, I'm not sure. Have I ever spoke about that? I don't think so. I may have spoke about dealing with things, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I may have spoke about it within an episode, but never in full. That's how I feel. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, my ideology can be more broadened because of my experience. So, yes, let's jump into it. So, why did I want to talk about this? Because I just feel like, you know, actually, I know. Because I kind of feel like, okay, I remember I did a topic about telling people you can't let your past like represent your present. Basically, like a lot of people like to say, well, I've been through this and this is why I'm the way I am and da-da-da-da. So I kind of like brought that up, but I never talked about how to bounce back from adversity, right? Like, how can you bounce back from it? And I feel like a lot of us are like, a lot of people deal with that. I feel like we push people to grow and heal, but how? Because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, therapy is definitely key, but how can you fully, you know, recover even with, not just with therapy? You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like bouncing back from adversity requires so much more than just therapy. I really do think that. So yeah, that was really why I wanted to talk about it. And just to let people know that it is possible. A lot of people believe, like, can you ever really heal? That's a question that people ask. People ask, can you ever really get over something so traumatic? Can you ever really bounce back from adversities and things like that? And I think you can. I really do. I really believe that. Like, I think that you will always probably have bad days when you think about some of the stuff you dealt with or that you are currently dealing with or whatever the case may be, but you can overall thrive and become better from something. So, you know, I feel like this topic is a little heavy, bitch. You know, before most topics, what do we like to do? We like to expand our minds. Expand your mind, expand your mind, expand your mind. So, in an article on HuffingtonPost.ca titled 10 Steps to Help You Bounce Back from Adversity. Yes. So I'm going to give y'all a little 10-step thing like I usually do. Life can be beautiful, but occasionally it can... Oh, and this is written by Marcia Sorota. And yeah, I just wanted to see what else it was saying. But let me start reading. Life can be beautiful, but occasionally it can kick us in the teeth. We can experience loss, disappointment, adversity. Eventually, everyone has to face their fair share of pain. What makes the difference between someone who barely survives these challenges in life and someone who meets these challenges head on and thrives? Okay? Let me read that part back. What makes the difference between someone who barely survives these challenges in life and someone who meets these challenges head on and thrives? So that's another reason why I want to talk about this topic, because there is two separate markets. You know what I'm saying? There is a market of people who barely make it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the people that you might look at and you be like, well, goddamn, you've been through a lot. And you would never know. And some people you could tell, like, you know, you don't know. They probably been through some shit. Like, you might not even know their story, but you can tell they've been through some shit just based off of their behavior, by the way they act, and then you got to be sympathetic to them and all this other crap. So let's jump into it. Should I read this part? All right. All right, so barely survives. And someone, okay, it's the presence of resilience. All right. So here are the 10 steps that in this article that the person wrote. So it says, give up victim mentality. We already made a whole episode on that, bitch. We need to stop taking it personally when bad things happen. Instead of asking, why is it happening to me? We should ask if there's any way that we might have contributed to this trouble and what we can do to avoid the same sort of problem down the road. That's how we become empowered, right? So in some cases, the only reason why I don't like this particular quote behind it is because in some cases, it may not be your fault. It may not be something that you would ever know, because it says, why is this happening to me? We should ask if there's any way we might have contributed to this trouble. Sometimes certain shit you don't contribute to. You could wake up in the morning and find out random ass bad news that has nothing to do with you. You literally just woke up and now you're hearing some crazy ass something that happened that's so unforeseen. I don't even want to give an example. That's how crazy things life is. But you could literally just be walking, coming from work, and boom, something crazy happens or you get some crazy news. So I don't like that per se. But I do understand that in some situations, we do need to see how we contributed to some of our adversities. And what can we do to avoid the problem down the road? Like, some things you just can't make up, you know, you can't figure out. And I think that's important to know, because sometimes you won't be able to make out your adversities. And that's one of the things I feel is key to bouncing back from adversities, is that you sometimes will not understand why things happened. And it sounds really hard to say, to hear, or to comprehend, especially if you are currently dealing with something, but you're not gonna know why things happen sometimes. Like, sometimes you just don't have the answers. Like it can't even be medically proven. It can't be, like, you just don't know. Sometimes you don't know. And one of the top reasons why we deal with anxiety and stress and depression is because we're always trying to find the unknowing. And sometimes in life, you have to accept that you may not know why something took place. And of course, I'm not saying on day one of whatever you're dealing with, you're going to understand that. But I'm just letting you know that shit happens. Things happen. And sometimes you don't know why. Me, personally, I am a believer in God. My faith is strong. I don't want to say I battle. Okay, let me say. I was going to say I do believe that some things happen for a reason. But the reason why, and I'm speaking on a religious aspect right now, the reason why I get sometimes lost in the sauce is because sometimes people say everything happens for a reason. God does everything for a reason. But then sometimes people say the devil did that. You let the devil work in your time. So sometimes I think that things that happen, I'm like, dang, the devil was working hard, but bitch, I work harder, like, or whatever. But then some people say, no, God did that. He did that to you for a reason. But then some people say the devil did it. So bitch, I'm confused. Who the fuck did it? Devil or God? Like, you don't know. So it's weird. It's crazy. And because sometimes you don't know where these crazy things in your life are coming from, you have to take your adversity and really, no matter who you think God did it, you think the devil did it, you think your aunt did it, you did your grandmother did it, whoever, you have to take everything in and say, what can I learn from this? What can I gain from this? Who can I become from this? And all these things sound really hard. I'm not going to front saying it a lot. I only imagine somebody who is dealing with something and they like, so you're telling me that I need to understand that I may never know. Then number two, you're telling me that what can I learn from my adversity? Yeah, I'm dead ass. Like, you're going to have to be like, okay, what can I gain from all of this? Dead ass. Like, what can I gain from this situation that I've been through? Who can I become? And not becoming an asshole or a jackass. Like, who can I actually really become from this? So, yeah. Let's see what number 2 is. Stop blaming other people. Whatever our circumstances, the more responsibility we take for the problems that we face, the more we can prevent what's preventable and effectively deal with the rest. Like I said, some stuff you don't know why happens. But you can't blame nobody for your situation. And sometimes things are no one's fault. It's nobody's fault. A lot of people, especially like, let's say with deaf, people like to say, oh, if they would have came to my house that day instead of go to, I don't know, New Jersey that day, that incident would have never happened. It's like, you can't blame yourself for sequence of events. Like, things happen. Like, you can't blame yourself. Not only can you not blame yourself, you can't blame anyone. Like, we don't have control over the decisions and choices that people make. Like, some people say, I kept telling them do this. I kept telling them do that. I kept saying do this. Oh, they did this and they did that. And I wanted them to do this. Like, reality is, whatever choice or decision you wanted that person to make, they could have made it and the shit still could have happened, or whatever the case may be. So you gotta stop blaming people and others for the things that go on. Things just happen. Like, I think with adversity, you gotta just view it in a way like, this happened. That's it. Don't say and yes, afterwards, after you realize, you gotta accept, one, this is what happened. That's the first step. It's like, this happened. You can't say this happened, but the way it could have been handled was, I told this person to take a right instead of a left. Like, it's just, shit happens. Afterwards, I don't think you should ever try to see what you could have done differently in terms of, like, I'm saying it in situations where, I don't know, like, people, let's say somebody becomes a drug addict, right? They be like, I should have never let them go to that uncle's house and they touched her and that's why they became a drug addict. It's not your responsibility to make sure your uncle's not a child molester. Like, you brought them over there to watch your child. You thought they was going to be an adult and actually watch them and take care of them and, be a good person. It's not your fault that whoever is disgusted. That's not your fault. You would not have known that. It's not like the person told you, like, I'm letting you know I watch your kid, but I'm also a child molester and I'm probably gonna touch your kid. Like, nobody ever says that shit. Like, that's not your fault. Like, so that's why my only thing is, like, what could you have done differently bothers me in that sense, because certain shit really you don't have no control over it. Like, for real, like, real talk. Like, you might have grown up with somebody and never would think they would do some of the shit that they do or whatever, and you put them in the hands of being a caretaker and they do some shit. Like, you don't know that. Like, you don't know. Like, you don't know. Like, you really can't blame yourself for a lot of things. You don't know. You don't know. Like, especially with certain adversities, depending on what the situation is, like, you really don't know. Like, you cannot blame yourself for certain things. Certain things you cannot blame yourself for in other people. Yeah, in hindsight, you can't blame the uncle for touching the kid and now they on drugs. You feel me? If you want, but also, I mean, that's a unique situation. I can't really use that vaguely, but certain stuff you just can't blame anybody for. All you gotta do is move forward. Now, if it is a situation in which you could have done different things differently, like, for instance, adversity, it could be losing a job. Sometimes you might have got fired from a job, right? Yeah, you could look at yourself differently and say, what could I have done differently at this job that would have made me not get fired, bitch? Like, certain situations like that, instead of trying to blame people like, the manager was hating on me, that bitch been a hater, been blah, blah, blah. Like, were you late every day? You know, did you do a lot of call outs? Did you finish your projects on time? Were you a team player? Like, yeah, certain stuff in that sense. Yeah, you could sit back and say, what could I have done differently? Even if you feel deep down in your spirit and in your soul, you never did nothing wrong. Sometimes you do need to sit back and say, what could I have done differently? And that's that. Even too, people start businesses and companies and then the company fails. And then you want to blame everybody around you. Oh, this person kept asking me for money. Oh, nobody believed in me. That's why my company failed. No, what could you have done differently? You know, so certain things like that. I didn't finish school. Like, there's so many things where, yeah, like, people want to blame everybody. I didn't finish school because my parents never motivated me to finish school. Like, girl, that's on you. Okay? So, yeah. Learn to let go is number 3. Learn to let go. In life, there will be things we want that we won't get, and the things we don't want that will happen anyway. We need to let go of how we wish things would be and accept the way they are. Without that self-defeating expectation, we'll be able to cope more effectively with the challenges of life. So, learning to let go. I want to say let go in a beautiful way, though, right? Because sometimes people try to face adversity by just forgetting. So they be like, I'm gonna let it go. And like, some people dead do that, and that's not healthy. You can't just go through something and be like, I'm gonna just forget. Like, no. If you're gonna let it go, you gotta let it go real nice. Like, you gotta process it, go through it, breathe through it, talk through it, work through it, then let it go beautifully, honorably, in that sense of a way. And I say that because a lot of people have a tendency to really just try to let things go. And you never really let it go. If you just try to throw it away cold turkey, like, it's still in you. You never processed it. You never try to really bounce back from whatever you went through, the things that hurt you, the things that upset you. And I want to be clear too, because I feel like people only, when they think of processing things, they only think of processing things that are big and grieving, like death, rape, what's something big. Like, I think people only try to process, you know, your parents not being there, so many things, but people try to process like those really massive things and grieve those really, really big things. But we need to really grieve and process small things. Well, things that are DK. If you're streaming, I have quotation marks up in the air. DK small. Like, for instance, a lot of people talk about, I was bullied when I was a kid, or something that people constantly bully them about, whether it was their teeth or their nose or their eyes or their cheeks or their skin. And those are things we never really process, right? I feel like a lot of people say I was bullied and that made me strong, but you never really process that. Like, I feel like nobody really ever goes through the nitty gritty of being bullied in school, right? I never heard somebody say, I was bullied in school and I processed that trauma of being bullied in school. Like, people just be like, I was bullied in school, I'm strong. Anybody say anything to me, I can handle it, because people used to talk about me all the fucking time. Bitch, ain't nothing I've heard. But did you really fully process being bullied in school? Like, did you fully heal from that? Like, did you really ever heal from that shit? Because you probably didn't, because nobody ever told you need to heal from that. Like, nobody ever talks about that shit. Like, it's just something that's like, oh, kids are kids. Everybody goes through a phase of being bullied. And why? Why do I have to go to school and be harassed by my other counterparts? Like, bitch. And then, if you hit them, you're suspended. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, and then nobody helps people process, kids process through bullying, right? A lot of times, until it really gets bad, until somebody brings a gun to school, until somebody threatens to kill somebody, until somebody hits someone, then you're like, oh, let's talk about that. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like we often don't even process things that should be processed, or heal from things that we should heal from. Like, let me think of something else that would be probably considered something, you know, even, I mean, I'm being real minuscule, but even the time, like somebody said, like when people say, like, I remember the time this person, my teacher or my mother told me I wasn't going to make it. I'm a nobody and I ain't got nothing good going for myself. That's fucked up. That's a little traumatized, bitch, from a young age. Like, that's fucked up. And it's like, did you ever, like, heal from that? No, you just moved on. I became stronger and now I'm successful. No, you might be really still battling with that ideology. You might really believe you can't never made it, even though you made it. You might think that you just made it by luck because you're not worthy of making it. Because you never really healed from that thing that somebody said. So when I say learning to heal and let go of things, I mean anything in life that may have hurt you. And even when I speak of adversity, I don't want, because even when people hear the word adversity, they think of these really big things. Like, I'm talking nitty gritty, teeny tiny, teeny weeny, whatever way you look at it things. I'm talking about I'm talking about everything. Like, I'm talking about everything, even the little things. When you had that one boyfriend who was really nasty and rude to you, and yeah, you moved on and you married a nice man, but you still battling with that shit that motherfucker said to you in that relationship, but you never really healed from that. You never really processed what he said to you in some arguments. Even though you moved on technically and got another man, did you fully heal from that? That's what I'm talking about. Did you fully heal from that? Like, did you just throw that out cold turkey? You feel me? So, bitch, don't get me started. So yeah, before you let go, I don't believe in letting go. You gotta let it go beautifully, real gradually. You gotta let it fade out. Healthy. Do what is possible when it's possible. Instead of feeling oppressed by the difficulties we face, we can look at what we're able to do in each situation. We can't necessarily choose, this is number 4, what happens to us, but we can always choose how we respond to life's challenges. Do what is possible when it's possible. So, you know, the way I perceive that is that do what you can too, because I do feel like sometimes people try to do everything. Like once you realize like, oh my God, I want to heal, like you're like gathering everything, you're like in therapy, well, okay, these things you have to do, like journal, but you're just doing the most. Like you're trying to be healthy, you're trying to only be inspirational, like you're only reading inspirational things on Instagram, you're not hanging, like you're being mad extra, like you're doing, do what's possible when it's possible, bitch. Like if you only could start with therapy, like for me, journaling is not easy. Like if you only could do therapy right now, do therapy. If you only could journal maybe once a month, start once a month, you know. If it's hard for you, if you like gossip and tea and blogs and all that, then all right, do that. Keep doing that, and maybe gradually over time you will stop playing in that field if that's not something you want to play in. So everything is very gradual. Like do what's possible when it's possible. I like that. Feel the burn. Feel good chemicals. Stress builds toxins in the body, and exercise helps to flush them out. Oh, so they're saying like exercise. Definitely. I agree. And even like walking, like I said, do what you can when it's possible. Maybe you're not ready to exercise fully and jump on an elliptical or jump on a treadmill, but just walking is good exercise. And feeling the burn. Deadass. Cry it out. Number 7, crying. Crying releases numerous hormones, chemicals, and other substances through our tears, resulting in a greater state of health and wellness. Emotionally, it helps us acknowledge the truth of our experience, honor our losses, and more easily let go of our pain. Yeah, if you want to cry, cry. Everybody know that. Well, men don't. But yeah, if you need to shed your tears, cry when you're ready, cry when you feel like it. A lot of people don't want to cry because they feel like all it's going to do is make them sad. I mean, when you cry, sometimes you could cry tears of joy. Sometimes, but when you cry, yeah, sometimes you're going to be sad. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of people try to like run away from crying and being hurt. Like they only want to cry that one time. Like I already shed my tears. Like, did you shed them all? Like if you want to cry again tomorrow, then by all means. If you want to cry again next month over the same situation, hey, do it. You know, I agree. I definitely agree on that. Number 9, meditate. Oh no. I'm bad. I'm sorry. Number 8, create. So create. Do what fulfills you. Obviously, if you're creative and you like to draw, you like to edit, you like to make graphics, whatever you're into, be creative. Even if you're not a creative, try to like pick up hobbies, pick up something like do pottery, start planting and things like that. I agree. Pick up a hobby, basically. That's what I take from create. Meditate. Turning inward in quiet contemplation. Meditating is hard for me too. I would say meditating and journaling. But I definitely do want to start like learning how to meditate. I used to know how to meditate in my 20s real good. Like real good. Now I suck at it. Like I cannot keep my mind clear. Like keeping my mind clear is the hardest thing for me to do. Like it is so hard for me to keep my mind clear. Oh my gosh. It is so hard. It's like one of the hardest things for me to do. But meditating is dope though. Like when you like really get in a deep meditative state and then you finally come back from it, you feel like that. Like you feel really, really good. Like you done took the biggest deep breath of your life. So meditating is definitely a good way to face adversity. And last, but definitely not least, is turning the manure into fuel. Okay, bitch. We all have the power to transform even the harshest of adversity into an opportunity for growth and learning, always. We can use the difficulties we encounter in life to become more compassionate, deepen our wisdom, and experience more freedom. When we do this, we create the possibility for an experience of transcendence. Bouncing back from adversity isn't about the severity of the problem we're facing or even about how many problems we have piled up on top of us. It's about accepting the reality of what's happening right now. Seeing ourselves not as passive victims, but as active agents with choice and taking responsibility for turning the darkest of times into opportunities for positive change and growth. Everyone will face adversity in their lifetime, everyone can be more resilient. Being resilient won't take away our pain, but it will weave our hurts and losses into the fabric of a rich, fulfilling, and far more meaningful existence. So, yeah, I spoke about that earlier in the episode. You know, take it and build on it. Like, use that to really strengthen you. Like, whatever you've been through. Like, somebody, like I said, like something like bullying. Like, they keep telling me I'm stupid. They keep telling me I'm dumb. I'm going to be smart. They keep telling me I'm ugly. I'm be beautiful. And that's not through surgery. You just going to be that girl. Look, don't let nothing break you down. As long as you living and you breathing and you here to see another day, God gave you the chance to see another day. All you can do is grow and become stronger from anything you have been through. Hello, good morning. Like, that's all you dead could really do. Like, if you woke up today through everything you have been through, all you could do is be stronger, like, for real. Like, that's all you could really do, like, and grow and thrive. Like, that's one of the top ways to face adversity, is just knowing, like, I'm here. I'm 100% in front of the world, and all I got to do is keep moving. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. It was very inspirational, very straightforward. I hope you picked something up from it, even if you feel you may have not faced adversity just yet. Let me not, because maybe there's people in this world who feel like they have never faced anything. But you have this as a reference. Like, you can always come back here like, oh my God, I just experienced the worst thing of my life. You can come back to this episode and it can help you out. And you'll bounce back from it and you'll get through it. Yes. So, make sure you follow me on Instagram _Brittstagram. Make sure you subscribe. Hello. Make sure you like, leave, comment. Make sure you share. Like, this episode, I think a lot of people can gain from it. So make sure you spread the love. Make sure you share it. Okay? Make sure, oh my God, you are going through something. This is going to help you get through it. Here you go. Take it. Take this link, please. Listen to Britt Says. What else? If you're streaming, make sure you comment, leave a review, leave 5 stars. Yes, hello. And yeah, I think I said, did I hit all my marks? I hit all my marks. I will see you guys next week. Bye.